So what are we doing today, Tristan?
Cocaine. No.
On another note, we are doing
Follow me. Lowering springs. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, first things first today. Gotta jack up the car. Put a block room under here just so it doesn't get hurt. Oh, we're too high up. Lower this thing down. It's a good place for that. Lock that back in place. Now we can put it back on the ground because I forgot to break the lug nuts loose.
So Tristan, you about to crack some nuts?
Did it start?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh. Yeah, gonna crack some nuts with a big old breaker bar today. I have 22mm lug nuts, so use a 20mm socket. Got the breaker bar, gonna crack her loose. I don't have an air tank in here that's big enough. I have like a 6-ounce air tank. So it's probably actually like 2 or 3 gallons, but it doesn't do the job. So if you don't break these loose while it's on the ground. So,
Got the spring out.
so this is the front one. These also two are the front ones. These are the rears. But just so you can see the difference, this is what we're looking at here. They're 1.5 inch SR performance lowering springs. So
I'll show you what it looks like over here. These are all the tools you'll need, probably.
yeah, so we took off the brake, took off sensor, disconnected the sway bar. Then we took off the bottom part of the strut. You don't have to take off the top half, just the 2 bottom bolts. Let it drop down, put a jack under it, and then pull the spring out. You should be good.
Yeah, the spring was a little pain to get out, but
Yeah,
if you work at it a little bit, you'll get it out.
Alright, so now we're gonna put I put the isolators on the other spring here. We're gonna set her back in. Hopefully it'll go well. Oh, sorry, Cody.
Oh, you're good.
Probably should put the top in first. Get that up in there. There we go. Whoa, sorry, did I hit you?
Yeah, you're good. You? I just put your phone up there.
Okay. Alright, so it'll be easier to put the new spring in if you take off the outer tie rod bolt that holds on the ball joint. So just gonna take that out. And we just gotta, I'm gonna spray some WD-40 in there. We're out of WD-40. That sucked. So, after a lot of crying and sweat and tears and Cody's strength, finally got that in. So we pushed down on the control arm as far down as we can go.
A little bit of pry bar action.
A little pry bar,
right here.
hopes and dreams, and it happened. Now, gonna put the strut back in.
And that's one thing we had to do. We took out the strut because we were having problems getting.
We didn't have to take it out,
It's just
but
in the way.
yeah. So we'll put that back in then.
So Tristan just put back on the strut. We reconnected the bolts, tie rod, sway bar, tie rod, rotor. Putting the caliper back on right now.
We still got to put on this sensor yet.
Yeah, we gotta put the sensor back on.
Which we probably should have done earlier.
Do that now before the rotor. Right?
I don't think it matters.
No.
As long as she gets back in there.
So Tristan.
Yeah.
Is this as easy as they tell us it would be?
No. Everywhere fails to mention that, you know, this car is how old now? Like 16 years.
What year is this?
02.
02. So everybody watching knows this is 02. Some of the bolts you gotta spray pretty good with like some type of W2 or PV blaster or anything like that. W2. WD.
WD-40.
I'm thinking it's tax
season.
Yeah. It is. Tax return money means car parts.
Car parts means headaches.
Yeah. It's always something. Everybody likes watching videos about car parts and how they install them, but they don't know that you've been working on it for like 6 hours.
Has it been 6 hours actually?
I don't know.
I don't think.
It's been at least 4. Maybe 3.
Alright. Now, we got one side down. Just gonna do this side. It's gonna be a good time.
Took us a little bit to get it started, but now that we got it going,
Now that we know where we know what to do, so we'll do it quicker.
Alright, so we got the spring out and it splashed and there's all this mud and dirt in there. And I look over. And it splashed me pretty good too.
But we got it.
We got it, but we put some lube in there. Now, we just gotta put another one. And since we did the other side already, we should be pretty good at getting it in there. But we've been cleaning out all this because there's so much dirt and down where the springs were. And down in there. But other than that, this side went pretty smooth. We did it in about 5 minutes, actually got everything off.
Taking it apart.
Alright. So now we're taking off the back wheels.
Oh, we're loosening. Breaking the nuts loose.
Bringing the nuts again. The front is now lowered, which is a good amount because I can only fit a shoe in there. Before it was like 2. The back is still 2 shoes.
We're gonna get it going.
But we'll get back to you when it's done.
Oh, you're good. Hey guys, so we're under the rear of my Mustang. We're gonna replace the springs here. In the front, we already did the front. I think Cody told you already. I don't know if I said it or not, but I have 1.5 inch SR Performance lowering springs. So the front's already done. We're gonna put on the backs now. got a nice view of that. Yeah. So, pretty much what we're gonna do, the back's easier than the front. We're gonna take the sway bar off, and then we're gonna drop the one trailing arm. And then this should fall pretty much right out.
Well, should we tell them we also got jacks under the whole back axle?
Oh yeah, so we also have jack stands underneath the back axle and on the pinch welds, because we're gonna essentially unbolt the trailing arm or the lower control arm from the axle. So don't want that to fall. That would suck. And I'd have to get a new core. Just kidding.
We're back.
Yeah. So
We can't see that well.
that's fine. All right. So what we had to do, this like secondary shock here, had to take this bolt off. Then we had to take the lower shock mount bolt off. We left the top of the shock on. Then you drop this down. Just pry the spring out, and the other one goes in a lot easier. So put it in. I'm gonna tighten down this secondary shock bolt. I can tighten that down. And tighten down the bottom shock then, and then we're gonna go ahead and go and do the other side.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we got the wheels back on. See if we can see the springs back here. Oh, they're all the way back there. Kind of hard to see. Tire around here right now. But once we get this dropped, we'll show you what it looks like. Oh man.
Yeah.
A lot better. Alright, so I measured before how far it was, so I'm gonna measure it again.
Alright. That's good. By the way, we have flashlights and stuff because it's dark out and the lighting in here is terrible.
So it was 28.5 before.
From the ground to the fender.
Yeah. Right now it's about 27.5. So a whole inch drop in the back. That's pretty good. Inch and a half.
Should be an inch and a half.
Inch and a half, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's 27. Give or take.
Yeah. I don't know, I think it looks nicer.
Heck yeah, it does.